Alright, so this is the project that me and my dad had actually been working on for a minute. More so my dad than me. I was helping him out for a little bit. Basically, I'll show you. So long story short, what I did was more of the fabrication and welding. He also, what was it? I fabricated this spine right here to give the frame a little bit more rigidity, but also to mount the motor to. We didn't know where we were gonna put the battery at the time, but we ended up mounting the battery as you see, and this is I'm not sure. It's Amazon brand. Honestly, this is all the electrical stuff. This is all my dad. I'm not smart enough to figure this stuff out. But what was it? My dad, he's friends with an engine builder, so he ended up welding the hardened sprocket and everything. That's literally 2 sprockets mated into one. What else has he done? Obviously the ECU is packed up in here where the air box would be. But yeah, the battery, as you can see, it's pretty fabricated up in there. It's rigid. It stays. I mean, honestly, I don't really think the bungee cords really do much, but hey, it makes my dad sleep better at night, I guess. Every now and then I take this thing out just to kind of zip it around. So does my dad. We kind of screw around with it just because it's one of those fun father-son projects, I guess. But if I remember correctly, it's like a fucking $60 Amazon electric ATV kit that we just decided to stuff in the frame of a 150. If I remember correctly, this bike was, I think they took the motor out to put it in a sprint car or something. I can't remember for the life of me. But, yeah, this is just, everyone's asked me about it so far. I'm actually surprised. Oh, there's the battery specs. There you go. Just for the, oh, so it is a 72 volt. I thought it was a 78 volt, but I don't know. Something tells me that's actually a 78 volt battery instead of a 72. I don't think that's labeled correctly. Because my dad was talking about this pretty religiously. I was just zipping this around here, and naturally was, as my luck would have it, tire's going for that, so that's awesome. And if you know anything about these bikes and drum brakes, the brakes don't really work. Well, the rear brakes don't work. Front brakes do. Obviously, ignition. This stays on, you gotta do that, and then when you turn it on, you do that once, let it load, and then boop-a-doo, there you go. It gives you the battery reading, which is actually pretty legit. Again, there's no way that I could ever come up with anything. I could maybe fabricate this stuff, but once again, pretty much from the motor or the battery upwards is all my dad's doing. He does a lot of sheet metal work, so this is just him cobbling stuff together to basically have the fairings. As you can tell, this thing gets smacked around in our shed a little bit, so it's just I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. This thing still looks badass. I'm a Honda fanboy, but anyways, that's kind of it. It's a 150F that my dad converted. You know what? I think that's a 16-tooth front sprocket, and it should say it somewhere on the rear, but it's all the way at the bottom. I'm gonna say it's a 53 tooth, but I'm gonna be honest, I think it's like a 63 tooth rear sprocket, but that's just what I'm coming up with. We've been changing out the gearing on this like crazy just because Even though it's even though it's a whole Amazon kit with a big ass battery, the motor cannot handle the ketchup. I'll put it that way. The motor absolutely hates life. Long story short, this will start heating up like crazy. So while you're riding, just reach down, touch it, make sure it's not burning. Otherwise, like, back of the motor gets pretty toasty too. The jug, not so much, but the back of the motor, you can smell it sometimes. Since I weigh nothing but a fucking pubic hair, this thing pulls me around just fine. Whereas, obviously, for my father, this thing takes a hot minute to get scooting. Yeah, that's really about it. Just some cheap eBay stuff. That's the thing, like, this whole ordeal, my dad wanted it to be cheap, so, ta-da. And hey, it's legit. I mean, I'm about it. It gives me something to do in my free time, considering that's nothing but all the time in my life, apparently. But, yeah. Ooh, that's mud. It fucking moves. doing this one-handed, I'm not gonna lie, is just a little bit sketchy. If I get 100,000 subscribers, I'll fucking hit this and I'll try to land it. Honestly, if I get 100,000 subscribers because of this fucking video, I'd be fucking impressed. And honestly, like, I mean, I'll fucking do it, but I'm gonna fucking die because, yeah. Homie, I mean, we're gonna use a ratchet strap to hold that bitch down. What are you talking about?